What's going on, guys? It's Beaster21 here, and today I'm going to be working on a chainsaw that was made between the years of 1953 and 1965. It is a Mall 2MG. Sorry for any background noise. I'm running a heater today because it is really cold today. Okay, so I've already done a little bit of work on this saw in the past, but the carburetor leaks, so I'm going to see if I can get the needle and the seat out and apply some of this. This is valve lapping compound. I can use this to form a tight seal between the needle and seat, because it's all metal needle and an all metal seat. I'm gonna need these later. So, the first thing we're going to do is take the saw up on its side. Make sure the gas is shut off. All of the screws go in this can. That way, I don't forget where I put them. So, I take my screwdriver and begin to remove the carburetor. Can't forget, also, to remove the fuel. I've already gotten set up for this video, so everything I need is here. I think. I'm probably forgetting at least one thing. But I don't. That way I don't get all over my hands and then it's working all over the house. If I can use this can, I'll catch some of what I'm talking about here. Alright. Now I can get back to taking the carburetor off. I'm going to raise up my tripod a little bit here just to make sure that you can see it. I can take a small screwdriver, such as this one, and use it to reach in behind here. I know you can't see this, but I'm going to remove the throttle from the carburetor. There we go. The next screw. And the last screw. On the carburetor, and you go, lift it right off. Drain whatever gas is left in here out. I'll take this hose off. There. Begins to drain. Now I can grab a pair of pliers and grip this. It used to be a screw, but it's been snapped off along. That's the carburetor drain. You can see it draining out old gas. Well, it's not really old. Not exactly new either. This screw here, which we need to remove. I suppose I'll leave that in for now. start to work getting the bowl off. This part here needs to come off first. This meters your fuel flow. Little point. That little point helps it meter the fuel flow with a certain particle. My eyes are starting to hurt from that heater. Runs off kerosene, and it's very unpleasant. There's really nothing to do about that. I suppose I can just kick the saw back up. Sit sideways. Top half of the carburetor, the gasket that I had to make for it at one point. Now I can take the focus screw. Drop my screwdriver. Hopefully you can see this. Hopefully you can hear me for that matter. This space, no better. There's the float. And I can begin. Oops. So there's the bowl on the carburetor, and I can begin to remove this screw. If I can get the screwdriver to seat, there we go. So this is a cover that helps to hold the needle in. So, right here is the needle. You can see, if it would focus, that this is an all metal needle with no rubber tip. Now I need to get the seat out of here, which is contained in this hole.
Step out now.
Like a screw. So, gotta clamp it in the vise, see if I can get it out. So, let's see. Is that gonna fit? Yeah, that'll fit. So, let's grab a hammer and get this some light shock. Well, I'll try to remove the screw. Hopefully it'll help in loosening it. There it goes. The seat is loose. All right. Really in there too. I have the seat out. Let's take this out of the vise. So right here is the needle's seat. So I can now lap this needle and seat. Okay, so I'm going to lap the needle and seat. So I have the needle in the drill. I'm going to apply valve lapping compound to it. It doesn't take a ton, but it takes a little bit. Then I'm going to press these two together, and you see how there's the gap between that? That means I can put pressure on the tip while I do this. I'm going to stop, pull it out a little bit, push it back in, and switch directions. I'm going to do the same thing again. Okay. Now I can clean it off, and I should have a functioning needle. So, to test that the float works, I'll uncover up that hole on the bottom, pick up some water with it, cover up both holes, both of the drain part. Alright, so when the float is up, it stops the water. When the float is down, or when the float is up, it stops the air. When the float is down, air can pass through freely. Now we can begin to reassemble the carburetor. So I'm going to need the gasket. Make sure the gasket is laid properly. Of course, I'll need the carburetor itself. Make sure you line up the bottom of the carburetor with the top of the carburetor, like this. Then you go through the little container of hardware until you find the right screws. You take the screws that go into the carburetor and you screw them right back in, like this. I'll come back when it's done. Alright, I have the carburetor reassembled, so now it's time to reinstall it on the saw. To do that, first you take the fuel line, you put that on, and you just kind of wrap it around like this until it's tight. And then once it's tight, let me just adjust it a little bit here. Alright, so you wrap it around until it's fairly tight, like this. Then you can go back until it's straight up. It should not leak. Then install the set the carburetor on the saw and line the fuel line up with the petcock or the shutoff valve. They mean the same thing. And then go to your screws and get your carburetor mount screws. Mount it back to the saw, and I'll come back once I've got all of them in. Alright, the carburetor is back on. It has an air filter up in here and a gas tank here. Don't try to lap your carburetor needle and seat if it has a rubber tipped needle. That will just destroy the rubber and you'll need to get a new needle. This only works if your needle does not have a rubber tip and it's a steel tip. Next, I'm going to tighten the chain on this bar, because as you can see, it's a little loose. So, first thing you have to do is loosen these three nuts here. That loosens the chain. And then, right here is a screw. You turn this to the right, tighten the chain, tighten that just a little bit harder. There. I usually run a chain with a tension about like this. You should be able to fit just about tip just like a standard size flathead screwdriver in there. Or at least that's how I run them. Now, because this hasn't really cut in a while, I'm gonna squirt some oil right down along the chain. Just for a little bit of extra lubrication for its first real cut in probably 60 years. But I will tighten this up and record a video of it cutting in a little while. There we go. Make sure you leave a like on this video if you want to see more with the maul. And I'll see you guys next time.